Hato, good morning everybody, welcome back. And if it's not welcome back, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, then allow me to introduce myself. My name is Talon Silverhorn, I am a historical interpreter, and my goal is to promote cultural exchange and awareness pretty much wherever possible. Now in my day-to-day job, I meet with people every single day who may not have ever met a Native person before. And so, talking to folks, going to historical sites and museums across the country, speaking to schools, helping out with film projects, anything and everything that I can do to kind of spread Native influence far and wide, that is the goal. And it's no exception with things that I make. So bows and other historical and material culture items are an excellent way to get people interested in modern Native people and help to support Native communities. So if you're a Native person watching this, liking my videos and sharing stuff and whatnot, I would encourage you to do the same thing. Pick up a camera, even if it's just your cell phone. Take pictures of what you're doing. Maybe it's some quill work, maybe it's birch bark stuff, maybe you're making paddles for a canoe, maybe you make bows or do flint knapping. Whatever it may be, even if you like to sing or draw pictures, whatever it may be, pick up a camera, record what you're doing, and just get out there. Just get out there and make videos and do things, all right? So today, we are going to be floor tillering this bow, which is already done, and I've already made 2 videos with this bow. But the floor tillering stage is probably the most important meat of the process, because this is where the character of the bow is revealed. This is where everything sort of comes together. One thing I mentioned in one of my earlier bow making videos is that there are lots of different types of wood that you can make bows from. It depends on your region, what you have available, depends on what you like, what types of bows you're making, what kind of design you're going to be using, what you're going to be using the bow for. Those are all things you have to think about before you start going and cutting trees. So for instance, do you want a flight bow? Okay, well how about a hunting bow? Can a flight bow and a hunting bow do the same thing? Yeah, absolutely, they launch arrows. Do you maybe want a little bit different design out of your hunting bow than your flight bow? Maybe so. You may not be as interested in that flight bow being quiet as that hunting bow. You may not be as interested in it being extremely accurate as your hunting bow. Now, this is a black locust bow, and if you have seen any of my stuff or watched any of my channel, you'll know that I am in love with black locust, and that's what we're working on here today. Now, this bow has a couple of unique challenges. First off, it is fairly short. I think it's only 58 inches long. From tip to tip, and I have put these big recurves on here, hoping that maybe I can push as much draw length out of this short little thing as possible. Now black locust is fairly strong in tensile strength, so the back of the bow loves to get pulled on and stretched. However, the belly of the bow, oftentimes black locust is fairly poor in compression strength. So if your black locust bows break, I'm almost willing to bet they're breaking on the belly. They're compressing and they're folding or crystalling, either due to an uneven tiller or overstrain on the bow, whatever it may be. Uneven heat treat, you know, those things can all affect the performance of your bow. And the tools that I'm going to be using to do pretty much all of this work is going to be a knife. This is my machete. And a rasp. Oh. Here's my rasp. It's just a big old farrier's rasp, double-ended farrier's rasp. So what I'm doing when I'm floor tillering this stave is I'm actually taking it and placing my hand here in the middle. It's easy because it has this giant knot right here, dead center. So just putting my hand there and pushing and pulling and just seeing what's bending, what's not, where do I need to take wood off, flipping it over, seeing if I see the same things. So it still seems like this side is a little bit stiff. So I am going to rasp a little bit off here and then scrape the rasp marks away. And now we check the bend. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and maybe even a share. As you can see, this is a beautiful little black locust bow that I am very proud to have and shoot, and it's a lot of fun. Some of the things that I didn't get to in this floor tillering video is the process of the final tiller. Now, the final tiller is something that I can get very, very wrapped up in doing, and with this bow, it was no exception. I was so focused on just getting this bow done. Now, the final tiller I do entirely with sandpaper. So when we see myself using rasps and that big knife to scrape away at stuff, sandpaper is almost exclusively what I use in the final tillering. So a sanding sponge and rough grit sandpaper, like 80 grit, just going over those spots, looking at things, looking where they're bending, shooting the bow if it's to that stage, and then just repeating that process over and over and over and over again until the bow is perfect. So this bow did not come out quite perfect. There was one spot right about here where there are just a couple of small stress cracks because black locust is very, very picky. It pushes me to perfect my tiller as much as possible. And because of that, this bow is not going to be for sale. Now, I do make bows for sale and I do make bows for commission primarily, but this bow will not be joining them. This bow has my mark, but it will never leave my hand. Anything with my name and with that stamp of Native American made better be good quality. So, Salanoki Kinole, I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks.